And what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel once again. Welcome back to Faccis Cinema. I appreciate all the love and support from everybody. Channel's been growing great. Getting into the holiday season, so gonna be picking up at work. So I figured, why not pump out as many videos as I can before work just overwhelms me and the YouTube verse kind of shuts down for the holiday break. But if you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to hit that like button on the video. Hit the subscribe button. It means the world to me. Help me grow this channel, getting closer to 3,000 subscribers, so every little bit helps. And come join the Faccis Cinema family. I really appreciate it. And if you're feeling extra crazy, definitely you can support me on Buy Me a Coffee. That is down in the description box below if you are feeling extra generous during this holiday season. But today I am here to discuss an article that I found from Bloody Disgusting that I was reading on Dread Central about possibly rebooting of the Pumpkinhead franchise. I'm not really sure that's a franchise that needs to be rebooted or remade, but it's something that's in talks with to happen, and you know, I figured why not dive into it a little bit with you guys, because this, if you guys don't remember, Pumpkinhead from 1988 is probably one of my favorite horror movies like ever. I know it doesn't get the love and praise it deserves sometimes, but I mean, it's a great creature feature 100%. And the look of the Pumpkinhead is amazing, and Lance Henriksen was amazing in the role as the father. So I figured I wanted to share this with you guys. Alright guys, this is the article I found over at Dread Central, originally created from Bloody Disgusting. Pumpkinhead remake is now in the works. This is actually from November 15th, so it's not that long ago. I'll just talk a little bit about the article. Obviously, with Stan Winston's Pumpkinhead, Stan Winston is the amazing special effects artist. He made the mask for Halloween H2O. I know, it gets a lot of shit, but I think the Stan Winston mask is not that bad. But yeah, he's a special effects artist. Bloody Disgusting reports Paramount Players is looking hard into developing existing intellectual properties, which is why they are, you know, getting the ideas for Pumpkinhead in their brains that, hey, this may be an avenue we want to take if we're looking to reboot a different franchise. Obviously, horror reboots and remakes have worked in the past. The Friday the 13th reboot from 2009, I actually very much enjoyed that film. Gave us one of the most brutal Jasons. I thought it worked. We got reboots in the Halloween franchise, obviously. Rob Zombie, 2007, and then I guess you can call it a soft reboot of Halloween 2018. You know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot from 2003, fantastic. I mean, the list goes on and on. Black Christmas, twice. House of Wax, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play. Like I said, the list goes on and on. So I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility that Pumpkinhead would eventually get remade. You know, they're keeping up with the Paranormal Activity franchise. We're even talking about going back and doing a Pet Sematary prequel. I don't know how interested I am in that film, but it's definitely out there on the table. But it really looks like with the release of Pumpkinhead back in '88, we had the follow-up Blood Wings, and then there was the two made-for-TV sequels that obviously didn't do very good. I think that maybe a reboot might be welcome if, you know, if and only if we are focusing on practical effects. If we start getting into a CGI'd Pumpkinhead, it is going to be terrible. You can almost guarantee it. How the same thing applied to, obviously, John Carpenter's The Thing, which was amazing, one of the best horror movies of all time, with the practical effects that you cannot touch. They tried to remake that film, or, you know, do a prequel back in, I believe, 2011, all CGI. The movie itself was actually very good, but the CGI effects, The Thing, it just didn't work as good as it did back in the 80s, which is saying a lot, because it's, you know, what do we got? For 30-some years later, and the 1980 version's better? That's not a good thing. Looks like back in 2018, Tom Woodruff Jr., he was the guy who built the original Pumpkinhead suit for the first movie. It looks like they were going to try to create another story in the universe of Pumpkinhead. And this one comes back. It was set in 1937 in Pennsylvania, which is badass because that's where I'm from. So I would have definitely loved that movie 100%. It looks like it's set to include themes of racial tension, voodoo, and multiple demonic Pumpkinhead-like creatures. So it looks like it was going to elaborate on the Pumpkinhead creature itself by giving us multiple creatures to invest our viewing pleasure in. So that would have definitely been an interesting thing. Obviously, this never got off the ground, so it never happened. It looks like it tells the story of a black man and his white wife who escaped the racism and hatred of the South and traveled north into the woods of Pennsylvania to settle in a small, peaceful community. Obviously, the local gangs in the community are outraged, it looks like, with the interracial couple back in the day. Hate crimes, brutalization of his wife. So definitely, how that could stir the pot a little bit. So obviously, it looks like in this film, the Pumpkinhead creature was summoned to put an end to the racial, driven violence that was in the community with the interracial couple. But it's unclear. It doesn't say it's going to go this way. That's not what this article is saying. It's just saying that was an early draft back in 2018 of what they wanted to do. So could we go that line? Could we go that route with the racism card? In today's day and age, I think they would push this in our face, to be honest, so that they could get put the public agenda, in our face with the racism and all that kind of, and the hatred and that kind of thing, which I'm not against that at all. I think that's a good message to push, that racism is not the way to go about it, that we all should be happy with what we have and what society, don't be judgmental and don't say this person can't be with this person, or the gays, or the lesbians, or the transgenders. I think that's a good message to push across, that we all should, love each other for being humans and being who we are and not worry about what other people think. So, if Pumpkinhead would go that way, I think it would be a good message, but it would have to be delivered in the right way. It would have to have a lot of nuance, not shoved in your face all the time and not bombarded over the head with it. It just needs to be nuanced and put in there in a subtle way. But I'm definitely down for a Pumpkinhead remake. Like I said, if they go the route of practical effects over CGI, we don't need tons of CGI in our Pumpkinhead film, because that's not what made the original great back in 1988. It was Stan Winston's practical effects and his vision that gave us that film. So I don't think it needs to be ruined. If we're going to do it, maybe go like the prequel route. And you could have different versions of the Pumpkinhead and mixed in, multiple demonic characters mixed in. But like I said, all practical effects, no CGI. And it has to have a good story. It can't just be, that guy picked on me and now I want to bring the Pumpkinhead back. Or they can't do the same thing. They killed my son and now I need to seek revenge. It got to be a different kind of story, different kind of flavor. But I'm definitely down to see what they can bring to the table. And if it sounds good enough and the effects are going to be the right way, I don't see why the hell not we don't do this. But if you're going to take shortcuts, do the CGI route, it's not worth it. Leave Pumpkinhead 1988 alone and let it reign supreme on top of the monster movie category, because I think it is one of the best ever made, in my opinion, of course. But let me know your thoughts below in the comments. Let me know if you guys would be up for a reboot or a remake in the Pumpkinhead franchise. And do you think the way that Tom Woodruff was going to go is a good way to go about doing this? I think the setting would be fantastic. Back in the 1937, it'd be dark, it'd be eerie, it'd be creepy. In the Pennsylvania wooded areas, definitely got the nice atmosphere we're looking for. But all depends on CGI effects. So let me know your thoughts, leave them below. And you'll definitely, guys, are going to see me in the next one. So keep having a scary day. Love each and every single one of you guys.